Whoa, whoa, whoa. Before you subscribe to full self-driving, make sure you know what version of full self-driving you're about to get. So, in my most recent example, I'm about to take a road trip and I just was curious about full self-driving in general, how it would handle with the road trip, highway, in town, all that good stuff that full self-driving comes with. But everything I've seen, whether it be on other YouTube videos, articles, anything like that, especially with my Hardware 3 car, was version 14 Lite. That's all I was hearing for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks or so at this point since it basically, has fully, I guess, rolled out. So, I was under the impression, at least, that as long as you had this software version, basically treating it in my head at least, treating it as like a bare minimum. You need this software version on your vehicle in order to unlock version 14 Lite. Sweet. Okay, cool. I have that version. If anything, what version am I currently on? I am currently on 2026.26.1. And we'll show here shortly that you need, in order to have FSD 14 Lite, you needed at least, I believe it was, so you needed 2026.20.6.11 in order to get that. So I'm over here thinking, I got 2026.26.1, like I'm leagues ahead. I'm good. Software meets the minimum requirement, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and subscribe to full self-driving and experience what the V14 Lite experience is like and all that good stuff. And so I download it, I subscribe on my phone, and okay, here's my $100. But again, this is kind of on me, but at the same time, this is what I wish Tesla would do in the future in regards to, especially with a subscription based model, anything like that. I wish they would tell you, based off your car's current software, this is the version of full self driving you are going to download and subscribe to as of today at start of subscription. So, because my car is on 2026.26.1, instead of me getting what I thought was going to be version 14 Lite, I actually ended up getting FSD version 12.6.4. And I've tested it out and I'm currently in the process of still testing it. So subscribe to watch that video if you want to see what the end result is of my thoughts on that. But I thought going in I would get version 14 and all this other stuff, but that was not the case. Am I disappointed about it? Yeah, kinda actually, just because in my head, me being a nerd sometimes, if you know an update is out there and something maybe being potentially better than what you just paid for, then yeah, there's gonna be a slight annoyance in a sense of knowing something out there might be slightly a little bit better. And I've heard a, mixed bag on 14 Lite and all this other stuff, but hey, I still want to try it. And I'm kind of hoping that maybe midway through this month of trial and error with full self driving on version 12 at least, that I don't know, maybe this will get updated to 14 Lite. So, to help you avoid not knowing what version of FSD you might be subscribing to, I uh I stumbled upon this website, and granted, it's been around for a while. It's just new to the whole EV space and full self-driving and all that stuff. It has seemed to be the one that a lot of people refer to. So, I highly recommend Tesla. So it's a software tracker basically. So anyone who signs up, all that stuff, you can get your own data and do whatever you want with it. But I've just been poking around this site and it's been super helpful in terms of knowing exactly, based on your car software, what version of FSD you should expect. So, to my knowledge, now that I know, there's 2 different versions of, software you're running, basically. You're running the car's version, and then there's a different branch of FSD. So, typically on mine right now, 2026 at 26.1, FSD is only working 14 light, that is. It's only working down here until they can figure out a way, I guess, to match it with this software. So it's a constant just interchanging software race, it seems like, is my understanding. Um, so yeah. And also, just I had to look this up just because, used to GPUs or anything like that. If you download an update, can you roll something back? And on a Tesla, and I don't know about other brands or anything like that in terms of EVs, you could not on a Tesla. You cannot roll a software update back just to be like, oh, I want to try 14 Lite instead. Let me roll back to 2026.20.6.11 or something. It's like, nope. Once you've already updated, you are in that update. And unfortunately, which means if this is not only with Tesla, but I feel like with EVs in general down the line, this is where you have to be very cautious sometimes of, I guess, when you update and if something happens to go, happens to be a little bit worse than what it used to be, uh, we're going to have to start paying attention to manufacturers' frequency of updates and how quick of a turnaround they can do with that over the air update stuff. Just because, again, if we're not given rollbacks or at least that option, then you're kind of stuck with what you have. So whether it be good or bad. That is one thing I do wish is if I clicked on a certain version within this site or something like that. And again, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. I know someone will if I do happen to be wrong. Or if there's another website I should be checking out and recommending. I kind of wish it would just right up front without having to scroll anywhere or anything like that. Because I don't think release notes will have anything in regards to what FSD a certain update has. But then again, from a consumer standpoint, you shouldn't have to go to a third party site to try to figure out what version of FSD you're about to subscribe to. Because be marketing, and obviously they're going to market the latest and greatest one to showcase what it can do. And then that gets people excited, like myself. And then you're gonna go, hey, let me go subscribe to that. Let me download it. I have the software version, right? We're good to go. It's beyond what they recommend. Dot 20. I'm on dot 26 at this point. We're good. No, no. Just when they're about to subscribe, give it a little drop down, recognize what version their car is currently on, and let them know what version of FSD not only they're gonna get in terms of software wise, but give them a release notes that's attached to that, just so they're aware of what it can do and possibly what it cannot do. Just please simplify it. You got to make it simple for the masses, and that was the biggest issue I saw while subscribing to the feature is that honestly, until probably about halfway through my drive and kind of comparing it in my head of what I was seeing online versus what was going on with the car in terms of, start driving instead of it just being a click of a button. You have to use the stock and this, and that. It felt a little off. And also at the same time, when you upfront don't tell someone about, I guess, what's about to happen, especially in like a subscription fee or anything like that, when money's exchanged, it can feel a little scummy. So just my 2 cents. But yeah, besides Teslafy or anything like that, let me know if there's any other third-party sites I need to be checking out in terms of making sure I'm on the right software stack and this, and that, or any cool data like analytics to be looking over and whatever not. But yeah, I thought I'd let you know since it happened to me, and I thought I was, pretty nerdy and in the weeds of whether it be Tesla or EV stuff in general, and even I got bamboozled. So just wanted to give you the heads up. But alrighty, I will catch you in the next one. Take it easy.